I've been talking to a lot of people lately about training, and one of the biggest things I'm seeing is people just going into the gym, and they go there, they work hard, and they're in the gym maybe even 4 or 5 times a week, but they're not there to train and focus on a specific goal. They're just there to get a sweat on, whatever, and that's excellent. If you're just trying to improve your health, sweating, raising your heart rate, excellent. But I'm talking about people who want to get massive gains in strength, massive differences in their physiques, whether that's gaining muscle or losing fat. When you go to the gym, you should be focusing on a couple main lifts, and then on top of that, you want to progress those lifts, you will want to be adding either secondary or assistance work. Throughout this video, I'm going to be referring to both secondary and assistance work as just assistance work so that no one's getting confused, including myself. What exactly is assistance work? Assistance work is simply what we do to make our primary lift better. It's either stronger or whatever muscles they target, building more size. So let's take, for instance, the bench press, everyone's favorite. When we're looking at the bench press, if we want to improve our bench press, we know we have to bench press regularly every week. When we're doing bench press, we need to help either strengthen specific muscles or specific movement patterns, or increase the size of certain muscles. So for instance, let's say you have problems with your lockout, and again, I'm not going to break everything down and go in assistance here. I've done a whole bunch of really cool little infographics on Instagram, so check those out for help. But yeah, so if you're trying to grow a muscle, let's say a lockout again for bench press, we need to increase the size perhaps or strength of our tricep muscles. So we pick an assistance exercise which is going to target that specific muscle, our triceps. So that's what an assistance exercise is. If you do the same lift over and over and over again, you're going to get the same results over and over and over again, which is none. So how, when we're doing our assistance work, again, we're not talking about our main lifts, we're just talking about our assistance work, how do we make it so that we're not doing the same thing over again and just not getting any results? Today, I want to go over specifically how to progress our resistance or load or weight that we're using on that weight over a period of time so that we know that we are indeed progressing. But when we're looking at our assistance exercises, we need to make sure that we are moving in a specific direction. We don't want to be, like I've been saying the whole time, doing the same thing over and again. So what are we doing to progress? Are we thinking about this during our programming, when we're writing our own programs, or when we're at the gym just kind of going from one station to the next and just kind of being haphazard? So clearly, if you think about this beforehand, that's probably going to be a better choice to make sure that you're making the right choices when you're in the gym. So let's just get right into it. What's an easy way to progress? Well, if you've been watching me, I'm a huge proponent of progressions, just because you have to progress in some manner, no matter what you're doing when it comes to fitness, in order to make yourself better. So I've already gone over a ton of progression methods, but let's just go over them briefly again. So we can basically increase our intensity, or we can increase volume. So increasing volume, we're going to increase sets, reps, weight. Increasing intensity is basically increasing the amount of weight you're using. Same kind of thing. They work together clearly. Let's go over a real quick 4-week progression for an assistance exercise. So again, you don't need to use 4 weeks. You can use 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, however long. It depends on how bored you get, or if you like just doing the same thing over and over again. Depends. If you get bored easily, use shorter cycles. If you don't get bored, use longer cycles. So let's say we're doing a 4-week cycle here. Week 1, we do 4 sets of 8. Week 2, we want to increase our volume. So let's say we do 4 sets of 9 or 10. And then we go up again. Week 3, we go 4 sets of, say, 10 to 12. we're trying to use the same weight here as well, so that we're making sure that our actual volume is increasing. And then on week 4, maybe we decide, okay, well, let's go a little bit heavier. So we're going to increase the weight here and then allow our reps to drop back down, maybe back down to 4 sets of 8, or even add a set and go 5 sets of 8 or 5 sets of 6 or 7. That way we're progressing, we're forcing our body to adapt. And then after that time period, if you no longer want to do that assistance exercise, you can simply cycle it out for a different one. So let's say we were going back to that tricep example. Let's say we do 4 weeks of, let's go dumbbell tricep extensions from the lying dumbbell tricep extensions. Okay? After 4 weeks, we no longer want to do that specific exercise. We want to move on to something different. So we like the movement pattern, so we're going to keep it somewhat the same, and we just move to, say, barbell skull crushers. Easy. And then we can just repeat that exact same 4-week progression for a slightly different exercise. That way we're continuously cycling in new exercises. We're making small improvements to those exercises so that we're able to add strength and we're able to add mass. So there you go. Now you have a simple strategy to use on your assistance exercises to make sure that they're progressing in the proper direction, and that you aren't just going into the gym and aimlessly doing exercises with no particular reason just because you saw it in a magazine. A couple things to take into account here. Number 1, your assistance exercises are there to assist your primary exercises. So figure out what your primary exercises are. Clearly, I like lifting heavy, so my primary exercises are usually going to be the squat, bench, and deadlift. If it's something else for you, no problem, great. So find exercises, look at the body parts involved, find what assists that exercise and hit them hard, and try to actually progress with them over a specific period of time. Number 2, have a progression method. So don't go in there and do the same thing over and over again. If you don't write things down, you're probably not going to remember what you did the previous week. So write things down, and then the next week, try and beat those numbers. Try and lift more weights, try and lift more reps, try to add a set. Very simple. So there you go. A couple of very easy parts of assistance exercise to take into account. Now I would like you to tell me, what assistance exercises have you done in the past that have worked really well? What have you done that just did not work well? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to me already, please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, just hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Later.